Let's get to a big mover today.
Duolingo and Coursera also taking a hit in
losses
sympathy.
of about 50%.
On the afternoon of May 1st, 2023, during what was supposed to be a very boring quarterly earnings call, something rare happened. The CEO of a company called Chegg, which is a well-known online study tools for students, said something so brutally honest, so unexpected, that it basically lit a match in a warehouse full of dynamite. After mentioning that there has been a significantly spike in student interest in ChatGPT, he calmly added,
we just are seeing some impact on new account growth.
And these 14 words sent the share price tanking. On the 2nd of May, the very next day, Chegg share price crashed 49% in just a few hours. 49%. Let me be clear, this is not just one bad day for one unlucky company. This was the first major moment in public market when AI tool, ChatGPT that we all like and know, was directly blamed for taking down a company's growth. Okay, so if you've never heard of Chegg, here's what you need to know. Chegg is a US education tech company based in California. They offer things like textbook rental, homework solution, and online tutoring. Basically, they are the go-to homework help for millions of students. Well, that's until students discover ChatGPT. And suddenly, the answers that they were paying Chat for was now available for free instantly just by typing into the chatbot. And when that happened, students left fast. Chegg's growth stalled, their stock tanked, and the company had to pull its full year's guidance. They even started cutting staff. It was that bad. So why does this matter to you? Because this isn't just a business story. And this is a warning that AI is not some abstract future threat. It's already here. It's already changing who wins and who loses. And here's the bigger idea I want you to take from this. This whole episode is really a case study in a new essential skill. A skill that, I'm not exaggerating, is becoming like the new Excel for professionals, where it's a skill that you must learn or you risk getting eliminated in your career. This skill is called prompt engineering. It's not just for tech people, it's for you. If you want to stay relevant, effective, and powerful in a world that's changing fast. Let's go back to the Chegg story for a second. It's not just about a company getting blindsided by AI. It was about a shift, a deep shift on how people use knowledge now. Students didn't just ditch chat, they changed their behavior completely. They stopped searching for answers and started shaping them. In the old world, Chegg, Google, textbooks, you just ask a question and you get loaded with 10,000 search results and you have to filter through and try to find your answer from it. But with the new AI ChatGPT, something changed. Now you can say, summarize this, rewrite it in my tone, format it like a slide deck, make it sound confident but casual, and it just does it. You're no longer wasting time finding information from the pile of irrelevance. You're producing outputs, custom outputs, task-ready outputs, and that's the shift Chegg never saw coming. If you have used ChatGPT, and you probably have, you've already felt that. You've typed in a prompt and you've gotten something useful back. So of course, you know how to prompt. But here's the thing, I also know how to play badminton, but I cannot compare myself with Lee Chong Wei, Malaysia famous player. So not all promptings are equal, they are levels. Let me show you what I mean. When you're at level 1, you're basic. You're using it like a search tool. Explain what is photosynthesis. That's fine, it will work, you'll get a schoolbook answer. But if you want to bring it up, level 2 prompt is explain photosynthesis to a 10-year-old using pizza analogy. Keep it under 100 words, but still make it fun. Now, you are talking about something that last time was not possible. Same AI, but totally different result. This is the new skill. Not just asking, but directing. Shaping the output the way a manager will brief a team member. Prompting well is what separates casual user from power user. It's the difference between getting an answer and getting a result. This is what makes students move away from tools like Chegg. Not just because ChatGPT was free, but because they could make it work for them. Direct to answer. They were managing AI without realizing it. But this is not just for students. The same skill is now becoming foundational for everyone. Writers, analysts, marketers, operators. If you know how to shape AI output, you have leverage. So yes, prompting is a skill, and most people are still doing it at level 1. But this shift, this Chegg moment, proved something big. If you can shape the output, you can change the game. And that's what we're gonna be learning next. How to prompt like a pro. How to structure, refine, and train your AI. to do actual valuable work. Let's level up. So how do you actually make this power work for you? How do you stop just asking questions and start telling the AI what to do? That's what we are jumping into right now. This amazing skill, this way of making AI do exactly what you want, has three main parts. First, we'll learn the basic tricks, the must-know stuff for everyone. Then, we'll pick at the smart moves that super users use. And last, we'll discover the top secret that separates the regular user from the top experts. First, let's talk about the super easy stuff. Think of this like 2 plus 2 ABC, the simple building blocks for everything else. The easiest way to ask AI for help is called zero-shot prompting. Wow, it's like a mouthful that you can impress your friend with. But this is basically what most people is doing. Asking a question straight up without giving example. For example, write a poem about the ocean. It works, but it may not be what you want. It's like throwing a dart in the dark. It might hit something, but might not be what you want. So for important works, where you need the output to be like what you want, you cannot afford a random output. It's too risky. Now imagine you are super annoyed because everything your team writes sounds super different. Not like your company. It's a big headache, right? So that's where few-shot prompting comes in. Here, you are not just asking. You're showing the AI exactly what you want, and you might even give it example. And this is before you ask your first real question. This boss problem is that their social media posts just aren't them. So they don't just say, write a tweet. They build a smart question like this. You are our company's social media voice. Funny, short, and professional. If you just leave it at that, there are still random elements. So what you want to do is, if you want to control the output even better, you give some example of what you think is good. Example 1, it says for product A, no more messy papers. Our new tool sorts everything with one click. So it's short and ends with a hashtag. So you understand this is the output you want, you give it example 1 and example 2. And only then, you ask it to write 3 new tweets for our new project manager app TaskFlow. And your output is likely gonna be beautiful as what you want. So why does this work? Because you have given the AI a pattern to copy and context to understand. You have basically taught it a mini lesson right there. Experts say this is one of the best ways to make AI answer super accurate and always sound the same. But what about those really tricky problems? Those that take many steps to figure out and they just stop everything. For that, you need chain of thought prompting. This isn't just a good idea, it's a superpower for getting AI to get things right. You literally tell the AI, think step by step. This coder's problem is a big roadblock that's stopping the whole team. So what he does is, instead of just pasting the code and asking the AI to just solve the problem, the more experienced coder asks the AI, this computer code is supposed to figure out how much money we make each month, but it's broken. First, look at the steps in the code. Second, find the exact mistake in the math. Third, tell me why it's a mistake. Last, give me the correct and better code. By making the AI show its thinking step by step, you make it much less likely for it to mess up or just make stuff up, because you're literally making it check its own output. This isn't just a little bit helpful. It's super important if you are looking for the best response. Okay, so you've got the basics now. If you can apply even just step 2, you are somebody. If you apply 3, you know how to use prompt. But now, let's step it up. This is where you stop using AI just like a simple tool and start building an empire with AI. This is where you really unlock AI's potential. First up, contextual augmentation. This fixes the big headache of just getting bland, useless advice from an AI that doesn't even know your business. This is like giving the AI the history of your company. Every email, every customer chat, every sales report. Of course, you need to make sure the AI that you're using has the right privacy setting and policy to protect your information. Let's think of an intern. Let's call him Alex, where now you hand him your company's entire giant book of knowledge, every single sales call, and all your customer info. Her problem is a scary feeling of walking into the meeting unprepared. So she takes all the email with the client from the past year, their last 2 big reports, and even what their CEO said in a recent interview. She dumps it all into the AI brain and asks, based only on this info that I just gave you, act like a smart advisor. Tell me 3 main good things this year that we did for them. Guess 2 problems they might bring up, and then write a short, strong opening for my meeting that talks about what their CEO wants. The answers she gets back are 1,000,000 times better because the AI knows everything about that client. Next, we have persona assignment. This solves the common pain of getting answers that sounds like everyone. Here, you simply tell the AI who it needs to be. If you just ask, summarize this money report, the AI gives you a decent answer. But what if your question starts with, you are a tough, experienced money expert from a famous company with 30 years of finding hidden problems. You are known for seeing dangers nobody else does. Now summarize this money report and point out 3 possible risks. That prompt gives you a completely different and way more useful analysis. It's like getting advice from a serious pro that is a practitioner rather than a textbook. Finally, output structuring. This fixes the pain of moving information by hand and is a secret of real automation. You tell the AI exactly how you want its answers formatted. You tell the AI, look at these customers' messages and give me your answer in a special computer format called JSON. For each message, I want 3 parts: customer ID, sentiment, and summary. That perfectly organized answer can automatically zip right into a computer list or a dashboard, creating a smooth automated workflow. This is how you start to build real AI helpers that start doing work for you. Alright, now you've got the move. But how do you think like a pro? This isn't just about knowing the trick. It's about the mindset. This is what separates the casual user from the person that genuinely gets leverage from AI. There are 3 parts to the pro mindset. First, your first prompt is a starting pistol, not a finishing line. Amateurs just write 1 prompt and take what they get. The pro knows that real result comes from refining. You start simple and see what the AI spits out. Then you start directing. You add more context. You sharpen the constraints. You give it better examples. You're constantly iterating, tightening the screws until the output is perfect. Second, you have to understand the dangers everyone ignores. This is non-negotiable. There's a lot of hype around AI, but the pro knows, while it's a powerful tool, there are serious flaws. AI models hallucinate. They'll invent facts and figures confidently, and they'll sound very sure of themselves. An answer that is 90% accurate and 10% made up is still 100% useless, especially in a professional setting. It can destroy your credibility. AI also have biases baked into them from the mountains of human text that they learn from. If you are not careful, your prompts can trigger those biases. And sometimes they'll even agree with you even when you are wrong. So what is the pro's defense? You build with a safety net. This is huge. To fight hallucination, you add 1 simple line to the end of your prompt. Only answer based on the context that I provided. If not, just reply that you do not have the info. Do not make things up. That 1 sentence that out is a difference between a reliable tool and a game of Russian roulette with your reputation. So now we put it all together. This is where the game really changes. The amateurs uses these techniques 1 by 1, if they even use it at all. But the pro understands that these are not separate tricks. They are gears in a machine to stack them to build something that isn't just a prompt. It's an engine for producing work. They don't just prompt, they architect instruction. They start with a persona, act as a skeptical, high-level financial analyst. They layer in context. Here are our last 2 quarterly earnings report and our main competitors' latest press release. They show, not just tell, with few shots example. Here are 2 examples of the risk analysis I'm looking for. They force rigor with chain of thought. Before writing your summary, first identify the top 3 trends identified in the data, and they demand the perfect handoff with output structuring. Format the final output as a JSON object with keys for key risks, hidden opportunities, and confidence score. You see the difference? It's not a question anymore. That's a system. It's a highly engineered instruction set that produces a reliable, valuable business asset on demand. So you imagine if you have a colleague that masters this skill. He or she now has extended their skill, do things way faster and way more effective, while the rest are still doing things the old way, the slow way. And when they want to ask for info, they just send something random, get an output that they do not know what to do with, and just give up there. While the pro is now able to do so much more things that previously was so difficult for them, but now easily and quickly. This separates the people that will win and the people that will lose in the coming new economy.